Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday. Welcome to the Self Talk Show, sponsored by Small Affordable Cars. Oh, God, I tell you what a week. We've had a World Cup final, and we've had another win. You know, things are changing and happening at our football club, and I'm loving it. Just, for the first time in 11 years, I feel really positive. Great team in with us tonight, girls and boys. We've got the lovely Claire Giblin.
Hello, good evening.
Drinking her green tea. So she says. Bit of a sesh yesterday, girl?
Maybe.
No comment should have been the right answer. All the way from Pikeyland, it's a good old Craig Courtney.
Bit racist, but...
I can't say that, Nick, but it's all the way from the Isle of Wight this time around, so welcome to everyone.
Whereabouts are you, mate?
We are in Bembridge, so
very nice.
Probably about 20 minutes away from the port.
Okay, lovely. Very nice indeed.
Very nice.
From the United States of America, our second home, Mark Meredith.
Woo, woo.
Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well.
All good.
Yeah, I can't see your video, Mark. I don't know what's going on there, but there you go.
I can't. He's got a bit of a light behind it, hasn't he? I can't.
No, I can't see anything.
Let me move a little bit. That shining light coming down my head.
Hey, there you are.
It's giving you some sort of halo.
Don't take your cap off; it'll shine even brighter.
I'm not Paul and Alan just yet.
Our resident savant, my old mate, Mr. Paul Hipkiss.
Whoop, whoop. Oh yeah.
Good to be here again.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Nice to see you. And Mark Adams is up in Glasgow at the moment. Glasgow.
Yeah, for some reason. How dare
Glasgow. I bet he went into the pub, Chris. I bet he said, excuse me, I'm from Coventry. Can I have a lager shandy? We don't serve cocktails.
I don't get her. Oh, yeah, sort of.
Oh, you have to think about it, Chris, which is beyond your capacity.
Yeah.
The one and only Mr. Chris Browne.
Good evening.
And from myself, good evening, and chairman of the board, Alan Watto.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the south of England, where it's nice and sunny. I'm going to close the window.
Good rain out there, honestly.
Oh, you can't get stuff, can you?
You want to see the grey stuff? Yeah. You're back. Nice one. Okay, so Bristol away. Wow, another win.
Wow.
And we are sitting prettily right up the top end of the table. Can we maintain it? Can we keep it? Can we keep it going? I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. But let's hope so, because that team looked solid. It looked like a team. It looked like there was togetherness, right from the goalkeeper to the forwards. Everything, for me, personally, looked right about that team. It looked right. Anybody go?
Yeah.
I think Claire was there.
The Bears.
I'm
Bears. You get travelling, girl, don't you, kid? Hey.
And she was only drinking green tea, apparently, Nick.
Yeah.
She can afford it. She's a teacher, you know what I mean?
I was saving it all for...
Yeah. Anyway, Claire, your take, and I saw the look on people's faces after we'd scored that second goal. It was just incredible. It was joy. Joys are back.
Yeah, I just think I've got no fault with any of them. I think it was one of the best games I've seen. The atmosphere we sang from start to finish. I mean, when that second goal went in, it was euphoria. I don't know what Sunjic has done to you, what Sunjic's having for his breakfast or what.
He's come home, Duck. He's come home.
His passing range and everything, we were all in shock, I think. But all of them played brilliantly. We could have beaten them. They didn't give much at all. Bit worried about Dembele and Laird going off. But Bakuna did a job at right back. And I just thought we were absolutely brilliant. I have no faults with any of them.
Excellent. So pleased to hear that, mate. And that makes such a refreshing and lovely and beautiful change to hear an analysis like that about our football club and our team. Mark Meredith, did you watch it?
I did, yeah. And, echoing Claire's, it's just, we're in dreamland right now. It's like you're watching a team together. Sunic has been excellent, all of them. There's not one of them that you point out and say they're not trying and they're not playing to their best right now. So I just hope that carries on and we keep going show after show talking about the same things.
Mark, do you think we are witnessing something very special going on at our football club? Because look, and I'm not. Oh God, I don't want to knock this down. I don't. But we're Birmingham City, and we know what things are like. The roller coasters that we've been on over the years. Do you think this is now a time when Birmingham City are going to properly progress as a football club?
I hope so. I think we're still in the early stages, though. So I think as Birmingham fans, we all know that there's the ups and downs, and that's in our song as well, obviously. But right now, just enjoy the moment, and for me, it's excellent because in America we're getting the press and we're getting the people talking about us due to the owners, and obviously Tom Brady's influence in there now. So just keep enjoying it. That's what I'm doing for sure.
Incredible. Paul Hipkiss, your thoughts?
I think for me, in recent years, we've experienced the home win against Leeds. We've experienced Bristol City nearly every season. We win there, don't we? I know we lost there last season, but we've had in recent years victories at Bristol City on a regular basis. But this just feels different. I mean, the league feeling in the place when you've been, obviously outside of the whole thought of going this Saturday, it's just a totally different feeling about going to the games now, isn't it, than what we used to have? Obviously, even as recently as like a year ago, I just feel totally different now about going down there. And we've sold out. I was just seeing tonight that we sold out again for Plymouth on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
there is going to be bumps in the road. It's not going to be plain sailing all season, obviously.
Of course not. Everybody's got to absolutely understand that is that we are going to hit the rocky road at some junction, right? When we hit that rocky road, how we get over it and get through it.
You just got to take one game at a time.
Absolutely.
I agree with everything everyone said so far about us being solid and such a V-League. I mean, like I said before, it almost feels like it's an accident that he discovered that partnership and what a partnership it is. And again, Long and Sanderson as well as a partnership. We've got two brilliant partnerships there, one behind the other. And then you've got the pace of Dembele and Miyoshi when he came on. I've got to say Anderson as well. He's really impressed me. He's doing really well. And, I think Hogan as well, up front. I know he's getting a bit of stick, but for me, he's working his whatsits off. And I think he will get goals. If he's given the service, he will get goals. He's missing
can we call him Wattos? He's working his Wattos off.
Paul, your sound's a bit strange, Paul.
He's doing a for the team, but I think he just needs a goal. He just needs goals.
Paul, we're losing.
Courtney, do we need to take a little bit of a step backwards and stop and analyse, not overanalyse, but just analyse what's happening, right? Because we said that rocky road will come at some junction. 2, 3, 4 injuries. That's all you need, and you'll get your knockbacks and you'll get your push-ups, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, for me, obviously, so much positivity now off the field, and having some owners basically that are running us. That for me, I've got 100% faith in now. It's a totally different feeling, and it really is from the top to the bottom of the club. Now, it just feels completely different.
I think it's fair to say we do need to keep feet firmly planted. I don't want to get too carried away, but it's positive. It's a huge step forwards. It's a step forwards I don't think even our management team, if they were honest, would agree with. But we just got to stay grounded and as fans not get too carried away because we could hit that blip. I hope we don't. I hope we can carry on doing what this is doing now and prove everybody wrong. But I'm just being a bit of a realist at the moment. Yes, we've had 3 good results. We're doing well in the league. We're looking good against those other teams. We're not shipping the silly goals like we did a few seasons ago. But ultimately, we are still a very paper-thin squad. It only takes 2 or 3 players to go out and, we're in trouble. And the window's open for another week and a bit. So hopefully we'll see some fresh faces coming in.
Craig, sorry, what date does the window shut?
I believe it's the 2nd of September.
1st of September.
That's a Saturday.
1st of September. Cheers, Paul.
The Friday, the 1st of September at 11 p.m. is when it
thanks, Paul. Nice one. We knew you. Paul, I'm sorry, but we knew you'd know the answer, mate. I should have come to you for that one, shouldn't I? Really? Hey.
I mean, I'm looking at the message board at the moment, and there's a lot of people that are saying very similar comments, which is, keep feet firmly on the ground, small steps game by game from Nigel Mann. Mark Hopkins, I'm trying not to get carried away. I feel as though we always start well and then drop points after the Christmas break. I hope we can break that mould. Darren Fagan, I think this is a great point. He's just said the belief is back and we can see a future. So I think that is the difference that's actually happening. But, Mark Hopkins, yeah, it's so true. Plymouth have a few young players who they're eager to impress, and there'll be no pushovers on Saturday.
No.
It's going to be a tough game no matter what. And in fact, I had to feel for them on Saturday against Southampton because I know it was good old Che Adams that scored the goal, but to concede so late on, you really, really feel for them.
Yeah, never over to the fat lady, you know what I mean?
I think, sorry, Nick, I think for me, a lot depends on who we sign now between now and the end of the window. If we can get another striker in and another centre-half, those are the two, positions, I think, where we need strengthening. Not necessarily in the first 11, I'm just talking in the squad. Then, we could be talking the difference between, say, 14th and even top 6 or top 10, you know what I mean? So,
I think we've got to use the loan market, though. I think we're waiting for the Premier League teams to say who's in their squads and then build from there, because we are going to have some loans. I think people need to, realise that we can't buy everybody. Yes, we've done 3-year contracts and 4-year contracts. I mean, Buchanan on a 5-year contract is probably one of the best bit of business we will do for a few years because he's so solid. But I just think that, he's literally he's the best left back since David Murphy that we've had.
Definitely.
But I think
everybody agrees with you, Claire, on that one.
Absolutely,
we need to just wait for the Premier League to sort out their squads and then go from there. Then we might pick up somebody like a Chong or Hannibal. Obviously not them, but the actual quality that they had. And then, like Paul said, that might push us up.
Yeah. I mean, a goal scorer, obviously, 20-plus striker, obviously every team needs them. But if we can find a gem from somewhere that will get over 20 goals this season for us, then that will be the difference because we are creating more. I think we're going forward well. And when we haven't got the ball, we're really good without the ball, aren't we? We just don't give the opposition a second with the ball. We always win the ball back very quickly when we lose it, which I was well impressed with on Saturday, and I think Sunic and Bilic as a partnership have been brilliant at that. But I think for me, another big difference as well in the team is the fact that they are our players, they're not all loan players. So
yeah.
The fact that they are actually in by us is another difference as well for me.
And we've not had a good partnership, Paul, since Scott Dunn and Scooby-Doo was his name.
Scooby-Doo? Oh, he was great, he was.
Nigel Mann's made a really good point, and it's definitely worth pointing out there at the moment. People's thoughts on Scott Hogan, because he's taken an absolute battering across social media from what I've been seeing. However, I've got to say that on Saturday, whilst he didn't look as though he was going to go and score, he worked his backside off.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. That was the job that he was given. Yes, that was the job he was given.
Has he missed a chance this season that you could think, has he been knocked off the ball? No. Leave the kid alone. I think he's working his socks off. He's now fit, and he wasn't last year. He will score. I mean, last two Saturdays he's been taken off, and a chance has occurred. Okay, one was a penalty which he would have taken, and Saturday he would have been in that position probably to finish it off. But he was taken off the field because he was knackered. Put Dukey on. He's on the spot. Okay, we mustn't
He played with Jukovic. They put him in behind him.
Yes, exactly. I know. But what I'm trying to say is, it's a collective. You know, he'll do his job. He probably, you know, run his socks off for 75, 80 minutes, and then has to be replaced. And the opposition are tired. We bring on fresh legs, and they score. And you think, you know, it's a collective thing. If we have three strikers on the books and they all get 10 goals apiece, that ain't half valuable. That's 30 goals straight away. And you know, we've had one person get 10 goals, and that was Hogan in the last year, and our next scorers are 4, 5, and 6, and you know, if those 4, 5s, and 6s turns to 8, 9s, and 10s, then we're in business. You know, it's not just one person's. Oh, if he don't score, if he was the only person that scored, then we would be in a mess anyway, wouldn't we? Because people would just mark it. They're probably doing that now. So as long as we keep Hogan quiet, then Birmingham aren't going to score.
I think,
and we've been close to that.
Yeah, I think what it is every season there always seems to be one player. If a whole team is doing good, it's one player that always seems to be singled out. Maybe he's not as good. Do you know what I'm saying? There's got to be somebody. There's got to be somebody they have a go at.
He's making the runs and everything. No, like when you watch him, like he's constantly cutting across, and he's making the runs, but we're just not finding him. And I mean, for the Bacuna chance, he I can't remember who else was up front with him, but he was making the run so that Bacuna could run straight down the middle.
Yeah.
So, and you know, like we're booting the ball up to him, which is fine because Ruddy's got to get rid of it, but he's not going to win it in the air every time. So
ironically, he did on Saturday. He won the ball from the corner, which fell to Mayashi, and he scored. Yeah. Now, did anybody give the kid any credit? I've got to admit, my report said it was long. Then I watched it again and realised it was actually little Hogs getting his head amongst, you know, and getting a bashing in the head and winning the ball for us, which he wasn't there to do, but he did it. And, you know, give him all the knockers, give him some credit for that. That ain't what he's there to do, but he's such a willing guy that he'll stick his head where it might get hurt.
So we've got Claire saying that she couldn't pick fault with any single player, on that pitch.
No, I couldn't say.
You've got others saying exactly the same. What are the knockers doing? Why?
I think because he's not scoring goals, Nick.
They're trying to say, that's what it is. They want him to score goals, but, you know, for me...
We won the game 2-0. We've taken 3 points. I'm happy. Every other Birmingham City fan is probably happy. Leave it at that. You know.
Important.
Yeah, Paul. Go on, Paul.
I think it's important that everyone remembers that without his goals last season, we'd have been in League One.
You're dead right, Paul.
Yeah.
It's because we haven't got Sunjic to have a go at because he's playing well and normally it's him, so we've had to jump onto Hogan. But it's because his job is to score goals and he hasn't yet. We've only played like 3 games. Give him a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the type of striker as well for me, you know, echoing back on Paul's one. He's the type of striker that when he does start to score 1 or 2, the 3s, 4s, and 5s will come quickly. You know, we've seen him against the Albion last year. That's probably one of the best performances I've seen him play. He got himself a hat-trick away. You know, and he took his chances really well that night, and I think the chances will fall to him. And I agree with Alan. I think, you know, on Saturday, the 2 Saturdays now, he's probably the penalty taker, and hopefully he would have scored against Leeds, and he's probably going to be in the same spot as where Dukey is against Bristol to put that one away if he gets the opportunity. So I think the opportunities will be there for him. I love his work rate. You know, for us as Birmingham fans, we want that. We want players to give their heart. And I think the only thing they're missing now is the goals. But as Claire just said, we're 3 games into the season, so I think we're being too harsh on him right now.
Especially at the
4 competitive games, 5 goals scored, 1 conceded. What is there to complain about?
What's the problem? Where's the problem, Watto?
There isn't one. There isn't a problem. We're looking for problems that we haven't got at the moment.
If he's going to save his goals as well, I'd rather rather than win 2-0 at home to Leeds and he scores and 3-0 away at Bristol City and he scores, other than he gets a brace on Saturday and we beat Plymouth 2-0 or even 1-0 and he gets 1 in that game, and then one in the next game, and we win them both 1-0. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And I think there's one particular comment on the board which resonates really with everything we've all just been saying, and that's if Hogan is getting pelted now, and that's before he's even kicked the ball for the next game, he's going to be beating himself up before he even starts.
Yeah.
So actually, we've got to back him. Yeah. And there's so many people that are saying the same thing on the board, which is without his movement, we wouldn't create the space which gives opportunities for others to score. We've got to not forget how many of these knockers were around, and I'm trying to find the comment because I think it's absolutely spot on. Is how many of them were around when he scored his hat-trick against the Albion last season?
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody loved him. And then also, there's one other one which is from Ashland. It's people judge Hogan based on his Brentford days. When he was across the other side of the city, they were exactly the same. They expected him to come from there and score shed loads of goals and be support all throughout. But no, because neither of us play total possession football, and it's based on the chances that are given. So actually, he's just got to be given the chance. And I'll tell you what, when he gets one, I hope he goes on a run. And I hope all of these people that are knocking him at the moment sit back, shut their mouths, swallow every word that they've said already, and go and find something else. And I tell you what, if they want to whinge and we're still winning games, go to the other side of the city and go and support them because we're not interested in you.
No, you got it absolutely right. Where you said 5 goals scored, 1 goal conceded, right? 1 goal conceded and 5 scored. Now, come on. Listen, things are changing at our football club. Embrace it. Do not knock our players. Do not knock our players either on social media or anywhere else, because I can tell you now, Hogan runs his socks off.
Yeah. Let me ask the question now. Sorry, Mark, if we had to put a bet on any of us now, on any of our players in this squad as it is now, to get any more than 12 goals this season, are we putting it on?
I'm still putting Hogan.
Yeah,
I'm still going Hogan.
Yeah, of course.
Hogan or the Duke.
Of course you would.
Duke.
I'm still saying I'd back Hogan anyway.
Hogan or the Duke. Yeah.
Well, I back Hogan 100%, and I don't care where he comes from. I don't care. He's a Birmingham City player. He pulls on that blue and white shirt, and he's playing for us. And I tell you what, I will never, ever, ever put that bloke down. I promise you.
Yeah, I was just about to say, changing the subject a little bit, but talking about goals, it was good to see the Bellingham brothers both get a...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Incredible.
Especially they're not playing for us, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think does anybody think that Jude would still be playing with us if the Americans had come in?
No.
Are you sure, Claire?
No.
Are you sure?
100%. I'm sorry, but Jude Bellingham will be winning the Ballon d'Or. He'll be England captain. I just hope he comes back at the 8. I hope he doesn't do a Deeney and come back just for 2 years randomly. I hope one day he comes back after winning everything, just as I'm coming home. But I can't.
Do you know what impresses me with him is that he any time that he can, he comes back to the matches. He's a Birmingham City fan.
Of course, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. But he's very ambitious.
I think part of that was his brother being at the club.
Yeah, he came back.
I don't think we'll see him anywhere near as much down there now.
Probably not now.
But then I wouldn't expect it either. And yes, fair play. It's not very often that you actually get a chance to see the stat that came out the weekend, which was the 2 Bellingham brothers both scoring 2 goals, both being the top performing players in their squad and both meeting all of the criteria as one of the top ones in terms of league possession as well. So it's great. But you know what? They're not at Birmingham anymore.
No, they're not. No, I would get that, Craig. I do get it. And it hurts.
It doesn't hurt me, though. Actually, I thank them profusely because
of course,
without Jude, we wouldn't be. I don't think we'd be around. And also, Job was living, unfortunately, in Jude's shadow at the club. So actually, I wish him every piece of luck, apart from when he comes to St Andrews and we play against them at their place.
Look, Jude went. I wish Joe had stayed. I really do. But he's not. That's it. We move on. Anyway, changing subjects completely now. Are you drinking alcohol there, Craig?
God.
Good man.
Hey, professional.
Good man.
No. It's apple juice, Nick. It's apple juice.
I can see that. Right,
Fermented.
changing. Craig, we've had some quite disturbing news this week about the Buckingham Group.
Oh yeah, that's
What
a
do you
good
know about
one.
that?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, as much as everybody else, yes, the Buckingham Group went into administration. It does mean, obviously, all the work on the stadium, as per the announcement from the club, has stopped at the moment. But as I understand it, I think we're in a little bit of a better position than some of the other clubs that they've been involved in, because whilst they're in a very early build stage, and in fact Liverpool being one of those clubs, we're more advanced. So actually, rail seating, for example, has already been purchased. It's around project management, as I understand it now, to get some of the work completed. But I believe the club are working really hard on getting things done.
Do we still think it'll be done by November?
Go on, Chris, sorry.
Do we still think it'll be done by November?
Well, I'm doubting that at the moment.
No.
We've already lost half a week of work, and the weather. Let's face it, English weather doesn't get better; it gets worse. So, unfortunately, I don't think we will be to those timeframes. But I believe everything from the announcement the club made, and I really do feel as though they are pushing to get this resolved.
It's nice to have an announcement, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice for them to keep us up to date. That's positive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The communication this board is outstanding, isn't it? But do we think that we've actually paid up front for the whole lot to be done, which is probably what's going to be the hold up now, because they're obviously going to probably need to seek legal advice on how to get any money back for any work that's not been completed, and get someone else in, so obviously another construction company in to finish the job. That's my take on it. Anyway, I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
All I can say is I do have a practitioner's degree in project management, and if anybody wants to use my services, Birmingham City, that'll be free of charge.
Maybe not.
As long as I get away with the penny on it. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Steve says apparently things will be completed on schedule. They're having emergency meetings over the builders, so the press say, apparently, at this very moment.
Chris, sorry. Yeah, I have to read lips because I'm a bit deaf. Did you say on schedule?
Apparently things will still be completed on schedule.
By who?
By whoever's doing it. Maybe they've got somebody to do a foreigner. I don't know.
I think for me as well, I want to point out that I hope obviously Buckingham don't fold completely, because there'll be a hell of a lot of people out of work because they're a big business.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah.
But
Obviously,
aren't they contracted? If they're contracted, then don't they have to still do it?
Yeah, I think they're still.
Not if they're putting.
Just asking.
Yeah.
It wasn't completely down tools, though, was it?
Who's going to do the work if they're not going to get paid? No one's going to work for them, are they?
Me, Paul Hipkiss, Chris Browne. We can have Claire as a hod carrier. We'll get a team and an army together, an army of Birmingham City fans. We will complete the job free of charge.
With everything that's going on, Paul, Nigel Mann says he blames the mats.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the mats. Yeah, I do as well, and not having any toilet paper.
Craig. Nigel Mann said what, dude?
He blames the mats. It's all Paul's fault.
Oh, the mats, yes, of course.
Yeah. Well, I heard, aren't they working on Anfield as well, the same company?
They are. The whole top half of their stand, I mean, to see it, we thought we were bad, but actually, to see those cameras panning around and showing that top half, they're nowhere near complete on their part of it. However, I echo everything Paul said. I'd hate any company to fold completely, and
that's people's lives and livelihoods and children.
Exactly. Let's hope that they can retain and solve the financial situation and make sure that people remain in work as much as possible, with the least amount of impact to everybody that they're working for at this present moment.
100%.
Yeah. The bit I don't quite get, right? Okay, look. In a business like that, you've got a lot of financial guys. How all of a sudden do you go into administration? Surely you would have known 6 months, 12 months, 18 months ago that your costings are wrong. or your overheads are too high. Therefore, you have to do your checks and balances and bring it all back into.
Yeah, but everything's gone up, though, hasn't it? Everything's gone up. If you want, I don't know.
Fair, it's gone up for you.
That's the biggest issue.
Yeah, it's gone up for you. It's gone up for me. It's gone up for us at work. And I did an analysis at work about 10 months ago. And I went to my gaffer and I said, you've got to put the price up to that to maintain this business. Don't start losing money.
If they've already signed a contract and then things have happened, then you don't know.
And I've got to say, there's a message on a message board I've got to read out here. And Chris, it's from a certain Mark Andrew Adams, who has joined in and has said this is the last time. He says the last time that he gets dispatched to Glasgow for a meet and greet at the airport because there's nobody there to meet him. And so far, the only greet he has had is a bottle that bounced off his head. It was a lousy arrangement. Well, Mark, if you're listening, the next part of the arrangement is you're staying there. Thanks a lot.
It's better than Coventry, Mark.
No. Well, actually,
Craig cancelled his meet and greet, didn't you, Craig?
Yeah,
I've cancelled the flights back as well.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, go from Birmingham or East Midlands. It's much better.
Just coming back onto Buckingham a minute, I think they might have thought that there would be contract from someone somewhere that they were relying on, and then unfortunately, they pulled the plug on it or something like that. You don't know, do you?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I get that, Paul.
Administration is not liquidation, is it? Administration means that somebody has taken over the running of the company and are making a fist of keeping it going. So if they're keeping it going, our job should be finished.
Yeah, still does.
So should Liverpool, for that matter. It's not. They just haven't fell off the face of the earth. They're still there, and they're still a going concern until we hear otherwise. So there should be an ongoing input of work.
Calvin Hembry added to the message board that they lost £11 million, which is what unfortunately tipped them over the edge into administration, which I believe, from what was being reported, was due to the hefty delays that happened when they were doing all of the building work at Fulham's grounds and the new stand. So I believe that there was some penalties in areas that really impacted them off the back of that.
Right.
I can sort it all out anyway and move forward with the same stuff.
Exactly. And Chris Baker, stop being so nice to Mark. He's actually invited Mark to Motherwell and said he'll put the kettle on. Mark, it doesn't, don't do it. And Chris, if you put the kettle on, he'll end up stealing it. So don't worry, don't bother.
So,
you're almost as funny as I am, mate.
going away from the ground bit a little bit. I'd like to mention the women yesterday. I know it was a big day for England women. It didn't go where we wanted it to. I obviously wanted it to go, but still proud moment. But even the Blues women getting a good little 1-0 win. I know it was a friendly, but against Liverpool at St Andrews yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I watched every minute. It was good. It was impressive. They looked every much as a Premier League side as Liverpool did. I know Liverpool in the bottom half of the Premiership last year, but we did, and we scored a good goal to win it. We defended like the men do. Liverpool had a lot of attacks, but never looked like getting a goal, to be honest. And it was an impressive display. And one or two, obviously a new signing got the goal. And I was quoted as saying, I've joined Birmingham because I want to win the league. I want to be in a team that wins the league. And, well, go to it, girl.
It was nice to see how many tickets we sold. 2,000. Was it 2,000 tickets? I think so. For yesterday, yes. I think fair play for the Blues for putting the England game on. I think that was brilliant. You've already got most people in there.
It's free entry as well, which is nice.
Free entry, yeah.
It just shows you can get 2,000 people.
Yeah,
they still made money on food and
unbelievable.
Else. Yeah. They saw a win. You might have girls going that want to go every Sunday now. So I think it was brilliant from them. Fair play.
Sorry, I'll drop that.
Let's not forget, every season ticket holder for the men's gets in for free to the women. So arguably, we could have 13,000 people sitting there supporting the women. let's get as many as we possibly can down there to support.
Craig, what kind of a difference would that actually make? That would be incredible. 13,000 people watching a ladies' game of football. I don't know whether I want to use the word women or ladies. I prefer the word ladies, if that's okay, ladies. I don't know. But, to have that kind of noise and atmosphere would just spur you on so much.
It's got to, yeah.
Oh, it's good enough down there when there's a few hundred. So to get a couple of thousand on a constant basis, which is what we would aim to do, would be amazing.
Yeah, I think we've got to be one of the favourites to win that league this year. And the nice thing is now, there's so much money and TV rights and stuff being pumped into the WSL now that obviously that's the place to be. So I think, I think the owners have seen that as well. I think they've realised that bringing in like people like MarkPaul and people like that around it, obviously with Carts still there and then Emily Simpkins coming in as assistant now, they're bringing people in that they want to build on and, make that promotion so that next year they are a part of that big league again.
Capture Hope Powell, right? To capture Hope Powell was an amazing scoop. That was brilliant. Somebody's really worked hard at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've made some great appointments, haven't they, already? They've only been here, 6 weeks? And that's unbelievable already, ain't the difference?
Yeah, let's get on to the signings. Wow. I mean, this Mayoshi, he looks half decent.
Oh, he was like this is first time I've seen him like properly play for the period of time. He was brilliant. I mean, Chonghu, because he's nothing. Chong is absolutely nothing. I mean, that finish when that went in, it was so nice to see a player so happy he had scored a goal.
Yeah.
Like you could just see it all over his face. He was so excited. But he's got to keep everyone fit.
Yeah,
but he will be, him and Dembele, Laird and Buchanan.
Oh, no.
What signings they are.
Incredible signings.
£2 million.
Incredible signings.
There are little pocket rockets, I think I heard them described as at the weekend because, and again, it comes back down to a comment on the board.
Yeah.
There's pace throughout the whole of our team, which we have not seen for years, but have been crying out for. And I know there was a change there when Laird went off. But Bacunia, sorry, I've got to call him Bacunia now because the Bristol City commentator on Saturday called him Bacunia. And of course, we had Sunjic as well. Let's not forget that one. So we've signed 2 new players last weekend. But no, in all seriousness, when he came on, the Bacuna just slotted into that right back position so well. And it didn't look as though he was going to be beat. So I want that to continue. I want to see Laird back, obviously.
Craig.
He was, at the end of the game.
He was literally, by the end, he couldn't even move. He was like watching slow motion from running to the ball. And I was like, he needs to come off, but we got nobody else to bring on. So keep going.
I believe you've got something there.
You want players to run through that brick wall. Right, and then give them, every single ounce of whatever it is, massaging, medical, whatever, through the week to get him ready again for the next week. And, sorry, Chris, that's all right, my knees.
I was just saying, Mark, without sounding derogatory towards Eustace, how much involvement has he had, would you think, with these signings? Is it purely him or purely Gardner and the owners? Do you think he's had much influence on these signings?
I think it'd be a bit of both. I think if I was, as a coach, you want to definitely know who you're working with on the training field each day. So I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has talks in it, but I would have thought that it's probably Craig Gardner more who goes out there and scouts these players and then comes back to John and says, "Listen, this is what we're looking at." Yeah. So and then he has to get used to what he's got. But I wouldn't have thought that it's anything going behind his back and bringing players in. I think he certainly would. Him or his coaching staff would certainly know what's going on and why people are coming in. And I'm sure he can also go to them and say, "Listen, let's go to Gardner on a weekly basis and say, listen, we need this." We need it. We're desperate for another right back now. Laird's injured, and even when Laird's fit, we still need that cover. So I think he'd be going and saying things to Gardner and saying, listen, this week you need to focus on A, B, and C.
Right. Okay.
So I think he'd still have that pull. But I've heard at other clubs in the past that managers have honestly opened up and said, I'm working with players that I've never chose. The chairman's come in and bought them, and it's difficult. So you don't really know exactly what's behind the scenes. But I think that for me, John Eustace is a great manager. I think that's the best thing about him. Just watching him around the team, watching him with the fans. I think he's built something there that we've not had for a few years, and I think that's why we're reaping the awards for it.
Mark, I'm perfectly happy that John Eustace, right, has come in at this time where we've had a change of ownership, or progressively having a change of ownership, and you can see in his demeanour, and everybody's demeanour, it just looks different.
Yeah.
If there's a mutual respect between coaches and players at any level, you're going to get better out of them. We work with youth kids all the time, and if we go out there and I suppose don't respect their cares as well, and just go out and demand everything all the time, you don't really get that much back. But if you do it when you've got mutual respect for them and they trust you, trust is massive. They trust what you're saying and they trust what you're doing, and they learn from you and they develop quickly, and they want to go out there and play. They don't just want to go out there and play for the badge. They want to go and play for their leader, you know. And time after time, we've said at Blues and at other clubs, the players are not playing for the manager anymore. That's because they've lost respect and trust for the guy in charge. So I think it's massive that if you can build a foundation and a family atmosphere within the group of players that you have, then they'll fight for you, you know, along the way and ensure that they're doing everything they can to keep your job.
I think the bit that I like most, you can come straight in after Paul. The bit that I like most is when we finish the game and we've won, and every single player and the gaffer go to the supporters, right? I think that is so important. And you know what? It's more important when we lose.
Yeah. Come in, Paul.
Yeah.
Come in, Paul.
Tom Kavanagh has added on the message board to echo everything you've said there, Mark. He feels that the players are gelling and that the spirit is in the squad is actually down to the style that John Eustace uses. And then actually that sometimes counts as much as a goal does. And I totally get that. I mean, I caught up at the end of last season with Mike Taylor. And that was one thing he said, was he was amazed, totally amazed around how everybody was backing Eustace and the way he turned things around.
Yeah.
What's nice to see as well is that, like, we've got songs for nearly every player now. That hasn't been, like, literally. Also, the Miyoshi song came. Kevin Long has got his song. All these players are coming in. They've literally played 3 games, some of them, and they've already got songs being sung.
Can you sing some of them, Claire, for us?
Yeah. One after the other.
But the Miyoshi one goes to the sound of Saturday Night, which is quite good. But I couldn't quite catch
Claire couldn't sing after 2 pints of green tea.
Saturday night. I'm not going to sing it.
2 points isn't enough, Nick.
Just coming back on what you're saying there, Mark,
Claire, that's enough.
For me, I mean, any job, isn't it? Any profession, if you're a manager or a leader of any team, whether that's in football, sales, which is obviously my profession, you know, you've got to, if you've got trust in your manager and your leader, then you're going to go out there and go the extra mile, aren't you, for them, and give it your
100%. Listen, the crazy thing is every player that goes out in that team week in, week out, they play for the manager's job. If they don't win games, then he's getting fired. Yeah, right. That's the business.
Yeah.
So they've got to trust you and you've got to trust them. And that's the only way you can do it. If you lose respect for that, then they can quickly get you out of that club, you know, just on performances alone. So, yeah, I think he's done an amazing job. And I just love it. And then going back to what Nick said about him going to the fans, listen, he's let me say, listen, he's not as experienced as some managers we've had before. He's worked in lower leagues. He's worked as an assistant. This is his real first big job, so to speak. And I think he sees what the fans give, and he sees what the fans are about and what they bring to the team. And, you know, I echo, I think what Craig said, or one of you guys said, is even like when you lose, that's the most important one. You know, don't turn your back on these people when you lose.
Yeah. Go
and
up
then
and
expect them to have it when you win, you know?
Because supporters, it costs us an awful lot of money, right? And time and effort. And we are actually part of the team, Mark. You know what I mean?
100%.
We are without a doubt a part of the team. So win, lose or draw, do exactly the same. Don't go to halfway down the centre circle. Go to the goal line and appreciate the people that are paying you wages and appreciate the people that have sung the songs and made the noise, win, lose or draw.
No, 100%. We get out here, you know. I work in youth football, so it's different. But the fact is that these boys that play in my team, their parents pay for them to play. Their parents bring them to games. Their parents do this and that. Regardless of the result, the respect at the end of the game is forced on going and thanking the parents. And it's exactly the same in this level. You know, our level is the fans are paying their well-earned money each week to travel home and away to watch these guys. So they should have the respect for it.
We won't give up. You know, we would travel the ends of the earth to see our football club being successful. We would, right? And, you know, I think that level of appreciation which has been instilled into the players now, it used to be they'd just come and then turn around and go. Like, now they're coming up and properly making themselves known that they've appreciated all that support that they've been given.
But there's no egos there anymore. Like, I'm not, you know, Deeney, for example, and think all of a sudden they seem to be these mid-20s. You know, you got a lot of them are new. Then you got Jukovic, Sanderson's been here before. They understand it, and Eustace will always back his players at the end of the game, even if we've lost.
Yeah, I know.
So they all tried really hard. They all put their, you know, they all ran their socks off. He would always appreciate them and then build on it, which was exactly what he's done for the last season.
Claire, brilliant point, right? But I'll go back a few years, and we've just won a game. And players will cross the halfway line and go like that. And then walk up.
I've been there.
Right? That isn't happening now. This is exciting. I'm excited. Everybody's going to start getting excited. And we're going to get more and more and more excited because nice things are starting to happen. Who are you looking at? Who are you looking at there, Claire? Claire, who are you looking at there?
Sorry, I was just trying to look at these.
And do you know?
Look at the shout box.
Do you know why I'm excited? Do you know, Craig?
Craig, can I just make an admission? You know, we at the start of the program, we started, we mustn't get carried away. I want to get carried away. I really do want to get carried away.
Calm down.
And yes, I know the danger is that you'll get a mighty kick in the ghoulies at some stage, but so what?
Wattos, please, Alan. Wattos.
In the Wattos, yeah.
How many times have we had these new owners, this new board, use the two or say the two words, world class? Everything's got to be world class.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I absolutely love, and
everything I've seen, I've loved.
Yeah, and I have.
This is good. Good defenders.
Yeah.
Good work. Good people. Good people on and off the pitch. You're right about using words like world class. You know, could you imagine the Kumars talking about world class? That's how distance we've come in the past 20 odd years now, I suppose. And it's taken a long time to get there.
It has, yeah. Mark, I was looking on another forum where this guy was, he was actually an Aston Villa fan, and he did say, he said, all they're talking about in the States is not Villa. He said they're talking about Birmingham City.
Yeah, it's
that's incredible.
It's crazy. Honestly, like I said to you 2 weeks ago on the show, it's like a dream because you wake up every morning and you stick on ESPN or Fox, and it's the something about us on there.
It's mad.
And honestly, you've never had that. You've never had that.
Why can't I just be 18 again and live this? You know what I mean?
It's absolutely
my
crazy.
kid goes to school now in his Birmingham kit, and kids realise, recognise what it is.
Yeah.
If he didn't have they'd have laughed at him, So
yeah.
Yeah,
incredible.
I mean, Tom Brady's playing a huge part in that, isn't he? Obviously, and
massive.
I think he'll be massive.
For sure. Listen, that's what it's about. Tom Brady taking part of the club is what's a part of why it's so big now here. No disrespect to Wagner. Wagner's is fantastic, like we said, world class, but they're not covering him. they're covering TB12, and that's the way it is. But it's fantastic, and to see him tweet and use social media, talking to the players, talking to the fans is unreal. I must have got 25 photos sent to me first game of the season from buddies of mine who've got pictures with Tom in the roost and in the George, whatever else, and it's like it's amazing, it's unreal.
There's a guy who climbed up behind me, right up to the sort of directors behind me, and he had a blue shirt on with 12 Brady on the back. And he just kindly asked him if he'd come down and sign the back of it. And obviously there was a security guy in front of him. But he just said, you know what? He stood up, he came down, and he signed the back of his shirt. And the guy was nearly...
That's what we want, Paul.
The guy was nearly in tears. He was that happy that he'd signed it, honestly. It was just... Yeah, it was...
Now, Mr. Wagner, right, I take it Wagner has brought in Tom Brady, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a buddy of his already.
Mr. Wagner, and when I saw that little child last week running down the stairs to shake Wagner's hand with a massive smile on my face, that put my whole face back in my football club again. That moment, I promise you, changed me as a person, right? Because I've been so downtrodden, so downbeaten, so like it's always been about them over the road and not us, yeah? And everything has been horrible for the last 11 years. And now things are changing. Perhaps Tom Wagner wants to just go into the background a little bit, like chairmen used to back in our day.
I think it's a very, very apt moment, actually. And it's been mentioned here how our friends the other side of the city have not really liked what's going on at our club. And myself and Chris got to find out a very funny story around our podcast and show. And then we have a very avid fan that joins week in, week out, loves the show no end, interacts on the message board. I'm not going to give no names. And the reason I'm not going to give no names is that he actually supports B6.
Yes.
He loves what we do on
Craig,
the show.
I can tell you, I promise you, Craig, I know of maybe 5 or 6 people that support B6 around here, that watch the show every week.
Yeah. There's a difference, though, and that's we're realistic, and I got fed up of hearing the comments the previous week when they got pummeled up at Newcastle. Well, do you know what? Newcastle now are a world-class team. And they've got to be taken seriously.
And so they should be. They've got a world-class stadium. They've got amazing supporters.
Huge.
And they've got to go far now.
And we are taking baby steps towards becoming that next Newcastle. I really want us to be the next Newcastle and Man City. I want us to be in that position that we can start shouting and screaming and that our city and our name is heard more than ever.
My eldest son is 36 years old. He took his first steps at 18 months old on the 4th of July. Do you know what? He can walk. He can run. But it's taken time. It's taken time. And we have got to be patient because it ain't all going to happen overnight. But I tell you what, people are coming into me at work, and everybody in this town knows I'm a Birmingham City fan, and they'll go, things are happening at your club, aren't they? Oh, yes, they are, sir. Yes, they are. Yeah. And you know what? Watch this space.
Go on, Paul.
I'll tell you what's ironic, Nick. The 4th of July is American Independence Day.
I know. Independence Day took his first steps.
Is it your birthday, Claire?
Happy birthday to you.
Claire.
It's not
How old are you,
today.
Claire? How old are you?
No, I can't remember. I don't know what work has anymore or anything.
All I can say is
your birthday is on Independence Day, 4th of July.
No, the 3rd of July. 3rd of
Well, that's
July,
not Independence Day, is it? You're a
The
day
day
early.
before, still counts.
all I can say is all this talk is giving me goosebumps.
First day he was born.
Craig, is that the world famous Tilton Talk show flag behind you?
It is indeed, and I have got on a message board, and I'm really disappointed nobody's commented. But
no.
Behind me, as you will see, will be a flag that will no doubt be seen at St Andrews and travelling multiple areas across the country, thanks to a particular individual,
Claire.
No names mentioned, Claire Giblin. But this is our first Tilton Talk flag.
Yeah, coming up,
thank you to all of the team that helped it come together, and the design obviously from Chris himself.
Oh, he's a genius.
Please watch out for it and make sure we get some pictures with people, because we've got listeners that go to these games every single week, and we want to make sure that it's seen in and around the grounds. But please, give us a mention when you see it.
I'll tell you what,
Craig. With the flag, we'll put you in a hat, we'll take you out, and you'll get a bucket of pie.
I'll tell you what, it might be an idea to have a competition, actually. Craig. We'll get some.
I think we need to send one here to the States so I can put it on I can use it at Dallas.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah. Has everyone seen our new Japanese supporter, by the way? Kai.
Yeah.
Brilliant. He's awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to get him on here.
Working on it, Paul. Working on it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'm guessing he can speak English.
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
we can order a pint at a bar.
Because, him and Nick, he's gone there. Him and Nick, you know what I mean? It might be a bit scary.
I do apologise, my head's in the way, so there we go.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, that flag is absolutely fantastic. The bloke who designed that, he must be a genius.
Absolute genius, Chris. Genius.
Oh, yeah, gotta be. Absolutely.
I just said, though, it's a shame we put it upside down, isn't it?
It's a real nice try, because Michael Woods has just tried to do exactly the same thing, but you don't realise. I've had the missus checking it 3 times before I come on here.
I noticed your camera go off for a split second, so you turn around.
Yeah, please say so.
So no, it's so good, isn't it? Just to feel this positivity and these vibes. Or being a blues fan, it's just a bit surreal, to be honest. It's like, what do we do in this situation? We're not used to it at all, are we?
No, but let's milk it while we can. You know what I mean? As we've all said, it could be over as quickly as it began.
I want to milk it for the next 9 months.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
But just remember, though, we did start off really, really well last year, and then we had the World Cup, and then he went downhill from there.
Yeah.
So
No excuses here, Claire.
I know that, but I just think that we need to just get to, again, 50 points as quickly as possible, and then see where it is.
Yeah.
Where are we going to go? Because we can't go, we're going to, we were singing we're going to win the league on Saturday, which I don't think I've sang for many years. But it was funny, and the songs were coming out, and everyone was happy. There was no moaning. Everyone just was like, this is just incredible. So I just think we just need to keep going with it, but not go too far.
Oh, a quick bet. Who thinks that Nick will come back with his car?
Oh, 100%. I'm not even going to come into it.
Okay. There you go.
Mark, your cat's behind you, Mark, on the wall.
Hey, that's my tiger. Like, I got one on my arm as well, see?
Oh, well, yeah, that's good. Like that.
Paul, shall we play our game?
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, we've got a new game. So everyone who watches obviously knows I like my games, and we've got a new game called Higher or Lower. Craig, do you want to explain?
Yes. So, higher or lower, but first of all, I will say it has absolutely nothing to do with card games. And may I just say, this is our game. We have made it, and it is definitely not a rip-off of Play Your Cards Right. The idea is I've got 4 players from across the years at the club in various positions. And from there, we want you to predict whether their goal-scoring feats were higher or lower than the previous player.
Okay, so are we going to have 2 of the team going head-to-head on this? Or are we going to put it out to the listeners? Or what are we going to do?
I think to start off with, we should start this off with Mr. Meredith.
Thank you.
And in fact, I think we should do this in 3s this week. So, Mr. Meredith, Little Miss Giblin, and the chairman.
What's going on?
Okay.
That's the team.
All right.
So
Okay, boys and girls.
So what I've got is I've got 4 players, and what I want to hear from you is whether their goal-scoring feats, and this is league only, as per Wikipedia, just for reference. Goal scoring from Wikipedia, 4 players. Have they scored more or less goals? And your first player is Robert Hopkins. I will tell you that he scored 20 goals during his time at Birmingham. So, your first player is John Frayne. Did he score more or less during his time at Birmingham than Hoppy?
Got to be less.
So Mark's going less.
Definitely.
Claire's going less.
I'm going to go more.
Mark's going less.
I'm going more, Craig.
It's going less.
I'm going less as well. Yeah.
I'm going more.
You're going more, Nick? Paul?
I am, yeah.
Do you know what? I'm
I'm
actually tempted to say more because he was at Blues a lot longer than Hoppy was.
I can say if this was a competition, then Chris, Mark, Claire, and Watto, you would all be out. Brainy scored 25 goals.
25
whilst
goals?
at Birmingham.
So you're just in Wikipedia, Craig, okay?
No, I don't do Wikipedia.
There was at every game.
Just so happy.
There was at every one of John Frayne's games.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wasn't alive.
There, I'm just so happy I got one question right this year. It will
Well-
probably never happen to me again.
I'm surprised
Nick.
at that, I am.
We're going for the next one now, which is Simon Sturridge. Did he score more goals or less goals than John Frayne?
Yeah.
Simon Sturridge.
More.
He scored something important.
Higher.
I think it's too obvious
And
to
I
go
can
on. I'm going low.
confirm.
I'm going low.
Oh, Chris, you'd be out then. There's always one.
Oh, for
But
God's sake.
Sturridge did score 30 goals whilst he was at Birmingham.
Questions right. Questions right.
They're not very many goals, are they, Craig?
No, not in their
No.
times at the club. Definitely
Well, they
not.
weren't strikers,
And
were they?
the next one and final one for this time around, and we're going to open this up to listeners next week.
Yeah.
But the next one is Nigel Gleghorn. Did he score more or less than Sturridge?
I'm going less. Less. Got to be
Well,
right.
Glenn, hang on.
Gotta
Glenn
be
was
right this
really
time.
good on the free kicks, wasn't he?
He was always at the back post for a header, wasn't
I'm going higher.
I'm going higher, Mark.
Mark's going higher. Chris has gone lower. Claire's gone lower.
I'm going higher.
I'm going around 34.
It's even on the
he?
shout box. It's
I'm
even.
going with Mark. I'm going higher.
Nick,
Higher, yeah, definitely.
I can confirm, and Mr. Meredith, your knowledge is not too bad because actually he scored 33 goals, so was
Oh, I
higher
was gonna
whilst
say
he was at
36.
Birmingham.
Outside goal killed me, man.
Jesus. That's pretty close. Well done.
Chris Browne, can I just talk to you for a moment?
Okay.
I've just got 3 questions right on the show.
Oh,
One
what's
after
going
the
on
other.
now? Well, yeah, 3
Just do
I
guesses.
made it easy this
No,
way.
hang on. Whoa.
Guesses.
13 years I've waited for this moment. This is my World Cup final, and I've just
Chris,
won.
can we give him a fanfare? Can we do it?
Yeah, hang on.
As if I didn't know that was going down.
There you go. What you get for a pair? You don't get nothing in this game for 2.
Well,
So that was
actually,
it.
it's one short of a hat trick. There we go.
Well done.
But what we'll do next week is we'll open it up to the listeners, and it'll be the same format again, higher or lower in terms of goal scores.
Well, look, Craig, what I've got to really ask people to do,
Good game.
don't go on Wikipedia and have a look. Don't, right? Because you'll
They won't know until the day, Nick.
No, they
We
won't.
won't
Yeah,
tell
yeah, but
anybody until the day.
You can have an iPad here and a phone there.
Yeah.
Don't do that,
Yeah,
guys.
it's only-
Please, let's have a bit of fun.
It's only a bit of fun, yeah. Don't.
Yeah,
use that.
Craig, do you want to do? Do we want to do squad game as well then? As though we got a few more minutes till the last 15.
Oh, put me on the spot now. I better go and find a squad if that's the case, hadn't I?
Yeah, go on then.
They're probably all playing football outside your window in your caravan kit.
No, it's all gone quiet now.
Who are you putting head to head, Craig?
Well, I think there's no option but to put Claire and Mark together, really. I think this is... The age range is probably very, very similar, and I'm going to choose absolute not
Craig,
hesitant.
what you're really trying to say is they're the most intelligent out of all of us.
I'm the youngest and wisest.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go
You
that
know what,
far.
Claire? Do you know what, Claire? I'm disappointed. I get 3 questions right, then I'm not invited.
You're more than welcome to do it. He puts me back on the spot.
Just before Craig sets that up, Stav says, last time I was this excited was when the Brady Bunch and our Baz was in charge. Yeah, probably the same for a lot of us, I think, yeah.
What's done about squad game?
I doubt it. Michael Wood says we've actually played this game before, boys, about 2 seasons ago. Yeah, but it was slightly different, and this is version 2. So shut up.
Go on then, Craig.
Go on,
Yeah,
Craig.
Mike, stop picking flies. This one's better.
You know what he's like.
Right, so to stick and be nice because of the age range, I haven't gone that bad, I promise. So,
18.
Claire or Mark? Chris, have you got a coin?
Ladies first.
At which point, Mark?
Oh, no,
start
Chris,
off
leave
with
it.
you.
Mark
what
needs
a
to go
gentleman.
first then.
What a gentleman. Ladies
Right.
first.
Claire's no lady, so Mark,
know
you're
it.
first.
I'll go first then.
You know, we always think we are the lads from the Tilton, don't we?
Go on, Claire, heads or tails?
Tails.
It is tails.
I'll go
Okay,
second.
so Claire, do you want team group 1 or team
He
group
wants 2 for sure.
1.
1?
Oh,
Okay, so team group 1 is the 2012-2013 season. I can tell you that the manager at the time was Lee Clark,
oh, yeah, go on then.
and that we were eliminated from the Football League Cup by Coventry City. Our highest attendance that season. God, I'm good with stats at the moment. Just over 19,500 against the Wolves, and that was on April Fool's Day. So, Claire,
From
how many do you think
Wikipedia.
you can name?
How many do I think I can name? 8.
8.
8.
Probably more, but I'm hoping that I just think of people.
Chris, can you time us?
Okie dokie. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Cadiz, Wade Elliott. Oh God, I've had like David Murphy. Trying to think who. Johnson, Dan. We just got relegated, hadn't we? Larson. Brian's gone. Brian's totally gone. Even my mum's looking at me, staring at
Got
me.
10 seconds.
I don't know. Fahy.
5, 4, 3,
Oh, yeah.
2,
There
1.
we go. How many was that?
1.
You said you wanted to do 8, and you ended up with, I'm not going to tell you, so we'll do Mark next, and then I'll tell you whether you've
So
won
much
or
pressure.
Sneaky. Okay.
Whether
So-
you lost or lost.
Okay then, Mark.
the team for yourself. It's just a few years later, but it's 2014, 2015.
What's me?
Still manager Lee Clark, moved on with Gary Rowett taking over, and League Cup. We were eliminated by Sunderland that season.
Oh,
How many do you reckon, Mark?
how much did Claire get?
I can't tell you.
I'm not going to tell you that. No,
Probably
Why?
none.
it's a secret.
But if I told you, we'd have to cut you off afterwards, Mark.
Cut me off.
Could be painful. Go on, Mark.
Okay.
How many do you reckon? How many do you reckon?
I'm gonna go 10.
Go on, Mark.
Go for it then. Okay then. On your marks. Get set. Go.
Paul Robinson, Randolph, Grounds, Elliot, Gleason, Donaldson, Wes Thomas. That's where I'm struggling. Yeah, that was bad.
I hope that wasn't wind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
7 answers. 7 answers.
How many, Craig?
It's actually a draw.
Oh, for
You
God's
Yes,
sake.
no way.
This is just so unfair.
Yes, Mark, well done.
You both got 6.
Oh, no, we need a playoff.
Mark, you started so well. You were flying, and then it was just like you forgot all the homegrown players. So when I was looking at it, I was thinking, right, come on, he's got to come up with a few more. But, you know, We've got.
They were so dirty looks at me through the screen. I could see it. The evil looks.
People like Michael Morrison, Reece Browne, Damari Gray. You also had Diego Fabrini in that team. You had David Davis, Kobe Arthur, Jonathan Spector. How can American forget an American? Andrew Shinney, Colin Doyle, Ollie Lee. Most importantly, the big man up front, Nikola Zigic.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh,
You forgot Mitch Hancock's, Callum Riley. It's just, Mark, I've got to ask. I bet you was coaching with those.
I forgot all the kids.
Rothwell's asking if he can have a go next week.
Yep, a challenger. We've got a challenger next week, Craig. I think he's got to challenge Paul, hasn't he?
Has he?
Well, you're the most.
Yeah.
Well, you're the second best person, are you?
I might not be on next week in case you call me in.
We've got to do something for sudden death, surely, Craig.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I can't just leave it as a draw.
yeah, I think so.
Right, let's have a look. So, okay, during the 2014-2015 season, Birmingham's home highest attendance. So the highest 100 was what?
What years again, Craig? What years?
This is 2014, 2015.
Can anybody join in, or is this a decider?
This is the tie break.
I know it was. I think I know it was against. I think I know it was against, but I know I'm not playing, so I'll shut up.
Is it the attendance?
It's the highest home attendance of the season, 2014, 2015. What was it?
Difficult one.
So
23,600.
Okay, Claire.
26,700.
Right, now stop. Right, those are the two guesses. Everybody else in the studio have a go. Watto.
19.5.
Yeah.
19.5. Mark. Not Mark. Yeah, Mark. No, not Mark.
No.
Craig, sorry.
Well,
You know the answer. I could have got it to the one.
10.
I'll go.
Brownie.
I'll go for 22,900. I think it was
22.9. Chris Browne.
I'm going to go 18.
Going against Watford.
I think it's 18,600.
18.6. I'm going 21.3.
I can tell you that Claire is the closest.
Oh, women on
As-
top. Look at that.
That season,
I've just reached finals of the World Cup.
yes, this is a scary attendance, to be honest, and one that I wish we could see nowadays. But the highest attendance was the FA Cup, a fourth round at St Andrews, 24th of January, and was 28,438.
Those were
Against
the
who?
Let me ask: is Mama helping Claire? Because I'm here on my own.
No, she's not. My mum's there and watching.
Against who?
I thought we were talking league games.
Craig, against who?
That was against West Brom.
West Brom, yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah. FA Cup.
Those were the days, weren't they? 28,000.
Oh,
That was a great game, yeah.
Yeah, somebody put that on the
Yeah,
chat.
Claire, I can tell you, Claire, exactly these were the days, right, in the 70s, 47,000.
Nick, I'm very disappointed.
I also standing now, just all crammed in. I've heard all about those times from my
I'm
dad.
just catching up.
I promise you,
Yeah.
I wish I could transport you back and just give
catching up on some
one
of the
them
comments.
games in the COP, in the old COP, just to make you absolutely understand what it was actually like in Birmingham those days.
Go on, Craig.
Well, I was just, some of the comments that have come up on the board, and I'm just catching up on them. But one in particular, Michael Woods, apparently guessed exactly the same.
I said it first
I
and
don't
he put it on
believe
the
him,
chat,
though. He
just
tells lies.
confirming that.
hang
wants
on a
to
minute.
know
There's a
what-
cheating around here.
No cheating from me.
The prize, Mike, is that you get the privilege of joining us next Monday and watching us all again on the screen.
Yeah.
Then, well, Nick, I
Yeah.
don't know how to take this, mate, but Somebody's turned around and said that you got all the questions, your most amount of questions correct. So therefore, is it time to retire whilst you're at the top?
Who said that? I'm going to come and hunt them down.
That's our friend Jason Hughes.
God bless you. Anyway, Craig, we are into the last 15 minutes. Here we go.
Holy crikey. Where the hell's that gone?
And I can't even remember what our last 15 was this week.
You chose it, didn't you?
Bars.
That was the one.
Pub and with a bar. We did this about 10 years ago, and we had some cracking answers, but there's a lot of new people here now. Anything to do with a pub or a bar. And I'm going to start you off, ladies and gents. Frank Worthington.
How can you remember 10 years ago?
Huh?
How can you
I
remember?
can't even remember how old I am and what job I do.
I don't, right,
I'll tell you
honestly,
every week.
right, Paul, here's my problem. I don't have a short-term memory. My long-term memory is so sharp, it's untrue.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I promise you, long-term memory is absolutely perfect. Short-term memory, I ain't got a clue what I got time I got up this morning, mate, I promise you.
No, we believe you.
Port Vale.
Nigel Mann has said Gordon Banks.
Hey!
Brett Stanley has come in with David Gin Ola. So, Claire, you should be quite a favour of that one.
That's a good one.
No, I can't read yours out, Lilypad. Ray Hobro, Wayne Rooney, Adam Wilkes. Hey,
sorry
Jemba Bar.
That's tickled me, I promise you.
Delhi had a beer or two.
Mark Meredith, you're in the lead at the moment. Somebody beat him, for Christ's sake.
I think mine from earlier on was pretty good, isn't it? Don't you think?
Chris, you can shout yours out.
Okay, because I'm really proud of this. Lucas puking a ditch.
Nick's dying to laugh. He's
like
just holding it back for camera.
He probably doesn't understand it.
Jason Hughes has said John Shandy Bass.
Nice.
Very good.
Mm.
Very good.
Okay, yes, but the light didn't make me laugh.
Harley Wallbanger from Dom Kavanagh.
What about Ricky Blottoed?
I actually quite like that, Paul.
Jason Hughes, as much as it's slightly sexist, I've got to read it out because it's funny, because he's basically gone with a busty barmaid. John Busty Barmaid. That's Lilypad has said Stephen Carling.
Yeah.
Benji Smith with Obafemi Martini.
I like that one. That's very good.
Very clever.
Mark Brooks, Colin Bells.
Yeah.
Paul McCarthy, Andy Crooked Leg.
I like Steve Jobs.
That's very clever, that one. Steve Jobs, Leighton Bainsley.
No, I was thinking the other one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. What's the other one, Paul?
4X on the Villa.
That's great.
That's very clever. Very clever. And look, we next Monday is bank holiday, so unfortunately, I won't be doing a show next Monday. But if we want to do it on a Wednesday, I'm up for that. If everybody's free on the Wednesday,
I'll be free.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Is that okay? Okay, Claire.
Yeah, I'll be free.
Chris, I'll be free house.
Yeah, because we got the cup, haven't we, on the Tuesday? So we
Yes,
should.
that'll be good timing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good. Well, I planned that. Yeah. Obviously.
Mandy Irvine has said Ben Foster's. We've got Don Kavanagh with Noiley Platt. No. Mark
Danny
Hopkins has said.
Tequila Rose.
Oh.
What you got for Claire?
What about Danny Rose?
Yeah.
That's come on the board as well, actually. Oh, yes. Harry Parker. What about Stella Horse Tars? Instead of Artois. No, we're not going with that one.
Ricky Blottoed.
Paul Henson, John Sheridan.
I like that one. Yeah, that's quite clever, but didn't make me laugh.
Oh, Craig has gone off. Nick Spall pulled over the pavement.
It's very true. When he checks the flags upside down now, his camera's gone off.
Yeah. Paul Rum Bison. Listen out for Craig's.
Oh, come on, people, ramp it up a bit.
Absolutely. Just while people are thinking, we need some predictions, don't we, for a couple of upcoming matches then?
I'm going 3-0 to Birmingham against Birmingham. 3-0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
3-0 and a lot of noise, which is what we want.
The only thing is, it's a game we're expected to win this.
2-1.
We're
I
expected
think they're
to
going to
win.
be better than we think they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
2-1.
Yeah. You're going
Yeah, they've got
2-1.
promotion. They've got a bit of promotion bounce as well, haven't they? So I think, I think it's 2-1.
Alan, what do you think?
1-1.
1-1? Yeah. 1-1. Yeah, I
But
know.
Alan, I thought you wanted to get carried away.
Not that carried away. Come on.
Listen, I've said 1-1 to every match so far. I've been wrong every time. So I'm sticking to it.
It's got to be a bit of reserve, English reserve. You know what I mean?
I don't want to do this, but Brandy Lerner.
Here we go. Mark Roberts with the long throw.
By the guys.
David Ginola, we've had. Gin Smith, we've had that one. I'd still like to go to the pub and ask for a hotter chocolate.
No, it's not allowed. My other half has just said
every week without.
Yeah.
My other half has just said Billy had a bowl of ice.
Or do cola.
Yeah.
Oh, Dilly had a cola. Yes.
Cola.
Delia the cola, yeah, I like that one.
That's better, Paul. You're ramping it up now. Come on, mate. Keep thinking, dude.
Craig, your prediction for the Plymouth game?
For myself, I think we'll beat them 2-0.
2-0, okay. And then we've got the cup game, haven't we?
Yes, and I fancy us to beat Cardiff 2-0 as well.
So you're looking at the bottom of my shirt, but it's an undefeated.
Is that what language is that?
1-0.
1-0?
I'll go 1-0 against Cardiff.
1-0, yeah.
I think Cardiff's going to be a difficult one. 1-1 I'll go for.
I'll take penalties, yeah. 1-1 and penalties.
1-1 and penalty.
1-1
2-2.
penalties. Right, and I'm going to say we're going to get knocked out on that one. I don't want to, but...
God, heaven forbid. No, I'm going for a 3-0, straight 3-0 win.
Mm-hmm.
Alan?
Some of the others that are coming through. Oh, sorry, Alan.
Yeah, don't forget Alan.
What's up? I can't. I'm going to... My pal is a Cardiff City fan, and I'm not going to go 1-1. I think we'll draw them, to be honest.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, 1-0.
3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, same as me. There you go. 3-0. We know what we're talking about.
Some of the other ones that have started coming through on the message board. Daily had a skinful.
You know what? That is the best so far.
That's a good one.
Who's
Very
guilty of that one?
Very good.
That's Mark Brooks.
Yeah, right.
We've then got Bud Light Brock Madsen from Ray Hobro.
Yeah.
Cookie Bell's Whiskey from Steve Job. Jason Hughes with Dino Smirnoff. Paul Hansen with Steve Perriman.
Okay, yeah, cool, but like, yeah.
Jason Hughes. It's a bit of a play on words, but very good. He said, his is just simply Shevchenko because he was a white Russian.
Sorry, you broke up there. Craig, say again.
Shevchenko because he was a white Russian. That was from Jason Hughes.
He was Ukrainian, wasn't
He's from Ukraine.
he? Yeah, he was Ukrainian. So cut it out.
So yeah, bleep that one, Chris, when you do the
I'll just rewind that.
afterwards.
Some bars you can get food, can't you? So what about food Van Nistelrooy?
You can,
Yes.
yeah. Clutch in there.
Calvin Hembrough has said Martini, Czech and Sturd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
that. But again, the one that made me laugh was the one a couple of minutes ago.
In the USA,
Families
Nacho
is the
Novo.
best. That one's brilliant.
I was in America.
Nacho Novo.
Yeah, that works.
I quite like the Peter Moretti. I like the way he's bracketed it. Ex-Chelsea keeper for us people who are a bit old.
I quite like that. That's good.
Yeah,
but again, it needs to make me laugh to be the winner. And the one a couple of minutes ago certainly did.
I've got one for America. After you had 6 points, you go to the Stern John.
John.
You're right.
Yeah. Slight.
Is that when you go to the toilet and you're really cross?
Benji Smith has said Peter unloves a drink.
Nice one. Yeah.
Steve Castlemaine. Jose Dominguez pint size.
Brett Stanley has said
Get it.
Bloody Mary Earps. Yes, bringing the ladies into the show.
What about Danny Shotu?
Danny Shotu, yeah.
Or
But you know,
how long have you been working on that for?
literally just came into my head. I'm trying to think, but it's hard, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is certainly is for me, mate. I promise.
Yeah. And the thing is, on the private group, we literally just
we had some great ones.
We just rolled these off.
About Chris.
Go on then, because we're not that clever to remember them.
So we've got Oliver Bierhoff.
That's good.
Christopher Brew Gary. And then one from Mr. Road, because he was up in Scotland, was Darts of Midlothian.
Very clever.
We've also had Mickey Gin.
Yeah.
Dealey had a beer or two from Mr. Meredith. We had Whiskey Otto, Gareth Ale, Jimmy Glass, Oliver Tab Lee, Gianfranco Cola.
Isn't it funny that
Mr.
anything...
Sheen came up with Bex on the beach, and he completely forgot that one from this time. That was good earlier, that was.
Bex on the beach.
Bex on the beach,
That's
that was
right.
brilliant.
Very good. Isn't it funny that anything following Dealey is funny?
Yeah.
Well, you were saying that Mr. Meredith came up with another one.
It's probably one of the hardest names to think of, remember. And yet every week we come up with a Dilly Adibola one.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Meredith may have won. Sorry, Paul. Mark may have won with Dealey had a fish bowler.
Yeah.
Dealey had a fish bowler. What about Yerry? What about Yerry Mina Colada?
Yerry?
Mina Colada.
He plays for Everton, doesn't he? Yerry Mina. He's centre back, wasn't he, at Everton, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock on a Monday night.
It
That
is,
means
yes.
the show's done for today. And for this week. No show next. Is it next Monday, Chris, or the Monday?
No show Monday, next Monday, but we're doing it on
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
No show Monday. We're going to do Wednesday.
Yep.
Wednesday, okay? And just keep smiling at the wonderful things that seem to be happening at our football club. It's like a breath of fresh air coming in. And we can all be a part of it. We can all embrace it. And you know, these are your memories, not so much mine now, 61, because like time is limited. But you guys that are very young, these are your 1970s for me and Chris and Watto. Embrace what's going on because change is happening. I can't promise anything, of course. I can't promise anything, and who can? What a laugh we've had tonight again. This show, 13 years we've been doing it now, and it just gets better and better every week. You guys really make me laugh, I promise you, mate. You really do. And I'll watch this again tomorrow, and I'll probably be crying for it again because, like, you're mad. You're all mad. Everybody's mad. Ladies and gents, girls and boys, sponsored by Small Affordable Cars of Tamworth. This has been the Tilton Talk Show on the 21st of August, 2008. Look forward to a better and brighter future. A better and brighter future.
Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Claire. Thanks, Craig. And the one and only Paul Ipkiss. And Nick.